Hey guys, what is up? This is the Mothership. How are you all doing today? And today I'm bringing you a video on the different types of dungeons I have thought up. Now, these could be implemented as just player-made structures in a world, but the main purpose of these were to be ones that would actually fit in if they were added to the game as randomly generated structures. So, something like a sand temple or the regular mossy cobbled dungeon would be one example of what I am thinking of. And I have 5 of these, and I will be showing you them right now. Okay, so the first of the 5 dungeons that I'll be showing you is the hill dungeon that I made. Now, this dungeon is one that could be easily set into most any hill in Minecraft. This is amplified terrain, although it does not need to be. It could just be any hill, since Minecraft has plenty of them on its own. So it looks like it's an old broken down, maybe place of worship or something. And it looks all pretty and fine when you walk in. Alright? So then you... Oh my... Yeah, so, yeah, there's a tripwire there, in case you didn't notice that. Well... That hurt. Okay, so there is a tripwire here. Very, very hard to see on the stone brick. Makes it perfect. Somebody steps here. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. So, you can avoid that. But then there is this. So there's a chest, you know. People love chests, they love loot. Maybe they're going to be cautious, or maybe they're a noob and they just open it. Well, you open it, and you get shot in the face. Perfect, right? You could sidestep it if you knew what was coming. Sure, it's avoidable, but what dungeon in Minecraft isn't? So, the way this works is you just pull it down, and chest is trapped. That little red switch there shows you it's a trap chest. The pistons fall down, the dispensers fire. Took me quite a while to get that to work since I'm not a god with redstone. Not Seth Bling or anything. Yeah, so that's the first dungeon, the hill dungeon, with a trap chest and dispenser, and I fell into that thing 9 times during testing. Oh my gosh. And a pitfall trap. Okay, so next, this is the first underground dungeon that I built. So pretty much the scenario for this one would be you're mining along and you come into this seemingly natural looking cave. Alright, it's all beautiful, whatnot. Oh, but there's a chest in the middle. So, you know, you want to get that chest. Alright. Looks a little bit dangerous down there, kind of sketchy. You know, what's that sound? What? What? Boom. You die. Traps all over the place. You step on one of the pressure plates. It goes boom. There's 2 TNT per section, and it'll kill you without armor. Or if you do have armor, you set them all off, or you fall in the lava or something, and that kills you. Okay, so let's say you survive that TNT blast, alright? And you're now on the lookout, and you see, oh, there's other ones. There's pressure plates everywhere. Okay, so you make your way really cautiously. Oh, where do I go? Oh, where do I go? Okay, I'll go this way. Time for some hardcore parkour. Alright, this looks safe. Alright. I think I can get down here and get to that chest from here, maybe. Not about it. Oh! Ah! 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 Oh gosh! Yep, so there's pistons, they push you off. Okay, so let's say you make it past all the traps and you find the chest. Now, I didn't want to leave this video without any suggestions to what could be in the chests. And I thought that if you could get the heads, really rare chance of a head dropping in a chest, like a head you can never get, or something like bottles of enchanting, which you can only get from villagers now, then that would be pretty awesome, and they would be rare, and in multiplayer, people would be trading them, and they'd be like, oh, enchanting, and wearing these heads. I mean, imagine if that were an aspect that you could actually do in single-player survival mode. So, along with the, you know, dungeon aspect of it, I think it'd be cool to have some new chest loot in these Minecraft dungeons. And lava. And I'm gonna die. Okay, so this dungeon is the Labyrinth. Now, I only built a small section of what it would actually be, because I didn't really figure out how to use MC Edit well enough to clone it all over. So I made a small section of what the Labyrinth would be like, but actually this would take up probably a kilometer in all, and it'd be huge, and it'd be traps around every corner. So I made a couple of the sample traps that could be in it. So you're walking through the labyrinth, alright? Some suspicious pressure plates, but what can they really do? Alright, you get shot, and these block your way. You can't go through, you try again, you're just getting shot, you're getting hurt. Alright, you gotta jump over. Ow, ow, ow. I've been practicing at this for a long time, I still can't jump over that. Alright, now, would this video be any good without some dungeon parkouring? So this dungeon incorporates some parkour into the regular aspects. Now, through these dungeons, you've probably been thinking, well, these are easily foilable. You can just mine around all the traps, you can disable the TNT, steal it, and go blow up your friends. Anything like that. Now, dungeons in Minecraft weren't necessarily supposed to be to kill the players in general, in regular survival mode. Now, for adventure mode, however, that is where they really come into play. In adventure mode, you can't disable them. If you go into say you have to find a cave that leads into the basement of a sand temple, you cannot disable that trap. You're going to either avoid it, get the stuff in the chest, or you're going to land on that pressure plate and you're going to blow up. Yeah. So this is mostly for adventure mode, and of course, the jungle temples. Those have the passcode lock. Now, in survival mode, you're guilty of this, you know it. You're watching this and you're just thinking, oh yeah, I've done that. You break through the passcode lock. I've never solved one of those. I never will. That's an adventure mode thing. So this is for adventure mode too, because in survival mode, you just bridge across that. Alright, let's see. So yeah, the parkour is all magical. It has pistons that come up and then shortly after disappear, refilling the gap with lava. Now let's try this again. Alright, so you're probably going to come off here at the first stopping point, and if you're in survival, or if you're in adventure mode, you'll probably be wondering how you're going to get over there, but... So, yeah, you're here, it's all beautiful, you go for the chest, yay! And like I was talking about, more items would be cool, books, obsidian, more books, and you walk back and, okay, there's lava there, so there's a chance you'll fall in the lava, you'll get hurt, you'll at least be on fire, like I'm on fire. Yeah. So this works with some fairly simple redstone, using the torches to my advantage. And if you do complete the parkour, over there is a chest, and it's not a trap chest. Nothing in the labyrinth is trapped. There's just this, and of course the parkour that I've died too many times on. So this is a fairly easy one to get through. However, I like it just because of the parkour aspect, and in a dungeon you've always wanted something more interesting to do than go in and raid it. See, that you've always wanted something more interesting to do than raid it, and I thought that adding parkour into the dungeons of Minecraft would give it another edge, and it would maybe make it more interesting to want to go out and find a dungeon. And sure, the loot's nice, but also having the experience of maybe different parkour challenges in a bunch of dungeons and awesome loot at the end. I think that would be pretty awesome. Okay, so you saw this dungeon in the intro, and this one is got to be my favorite. I spent 4 hours trying out different techniques, designs, and everything, and probably another 3 hours trying to use MC Edit and get the spawners in here. So the way this dungeon works is there's these stairs that come down, and they're pretty thin, so if you're on a horse, you're probably going to fall off. And there's diagonal stairs, and of course there's loot chests all around. And I put diamonds in these chests, but when you open them, I love this. It took so long to make this. Well, you get a little bit of lag, first of all, and the walls blow up, the stairs blow up. If it's dark, there's monsters going to be spawning out of those. And if you try to go up off the stairs, you're going to fall in lava. You're going to die. And you could still go around and loot the chests. I decided not to make this one have the chests be destroyed, but I could have easily put some TNT in the middle. Oh, gosh. Like I said, monsters. So, the monsters are spawning, you're looking for a way out of here. If you're in adventure mode, it's gonna be pretty hard to get a way out of here. If you're in survival mode, I suppose you could just stack your way out like that, but otherwise it's going to be a really, really not that fun time getting out of this place with that lava everywhere. Would you like some tea, Mr. Piggy? Bacon. Alright, last but not least, I have this dungeon, and I couldn't leave out the water dungeons. I mean, I just felt like I had to add one. So it's pretty much like an Atlantis ruins. It's fairly small, but it's a really cruel trap in my opinion, because you're probably going down and you don't have a rest. I mean, you don't see those hack stacks of diamonds and a creeper head. You're going down, all right, and you're like, I don't know, that looks sketchy, but I think I see a chest down there. All right, so take a big breath of air. You go down. Blah, blah, blah. All right, you open the chest. You get 12 diamonds, yay! And it seals up above you. You're punching your way out, but you're slowly drowning. You're getting hurt. Oh! And it's not working. You just can't punch your way out. It's taking too long, and you're going to die. And you just give up because you know it's hopeless, and you die. That's why it's cruel. I couldn't help adding a water dungeon in here because it's, you know, awesome. So now I'm going to show you how I made all of these, how they work, and then I would like you all to comment on what your favorite one was and why it should be in the game. So now I'm going to show you guys how I made all these. So for the first one, I was actually just exploring an amplified world. I really liked how this world looked. Who doesn't? I mean, every amplified world looks good as long as you're in creative mode. Traveling in survival mode, really hard. So I hollowed this mountain out. I put in pillars. I made it look nice, and then that's actually where I got the first idea to make this into a trap and the trap video. So the way that the pitfall works is incredibly simple. You turn the corner, and since it's a really wide corner, you usually won't see the tripwire unless you're very, very cautious. It's so simple, it almost hurts. If you break that, you can see the TNT down there. Just blow a layer, and the pistons that pull it back are there because of a simple redstone. I don't actually know what to call this, but it's very easy. It just makes it do the opposite of whatever signal's put in. So if you're actually on it, it'll turn that off. If you're off it, it'll turn it on. So it'll be on, it'll be there, and that's how you make like a redstone door. For this took me quite a while to figure out. I had to put in, of course, a switch over right there. And that goes to the dispensers. So there's another one right there that turns those off while those are on, and those on while those are off. And then this curls around. I am sorry that this does not look good. I did not put a lot of time into presentation because, well, I don't ever put any time into presentation. If you saw me in real life, you'd know that for sure. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this is the cave dungeon. This one is definitely the easiest one to build. All it really took is TNT, some pressure plates. The only hard part about it, possibly tricky part, was these pistons, because I needed them to loop around and hook up without lava getting in there. It really didn't take more than 5 minutes, but actually, if you do stand on this middle block here, you can be like, oops, you can be in between them, but then you're pretty much screwed trying to find a way out. So that's pretty much how I made this one. Very simple, just looped the redstone back around, since stupidly it has to be facing into pistons for them to fire off. And yeah, of course the bombs. Bombs away! Ooh, that actually worked. Maybe I can try that in survival mode. Alright, so now we've got the Labyrinth. And this one was actually, I would say this was among the hardest to create, probably next to the sand one. I didn't spend quite as much time on it because actually just after working with the sand one, I got better at redstone. So the real hard part about this one was making this door. So all of these raise up, but the problem is this piston, you have to cramp all this into a really small space for it to be able to hide behind a wall of cobblestone and be completely inconspicuous until it opens. and fires at you, at which point it's too late, you've already lost some health. So it's a really big mess down here. I have wiring all over the place. I believe there's some that goes back up there. Yeah, and I do not care if it looks pretty as long as it's behind a wall. If it's out in the open, I gotta make it look pretty. So, of course I use cobblestone. Yeah. Alright, the parkour, though, this one, I didn't mind this one too much. It was a lot of trial and error. As you'll see, behind this button is wiring. You probably expected that. And down here is a bunch of lava drips and pistons with repeaters on them. And all of these repeaters make it so that it goes in at a specific time, and the piston goes off, and it pushes it up, and then it goes back down when I need it to, but not any time earlier. So that was a little bit iffy, but you know, just trial and error, no big deal. This one I found out that I could not add the lava pouring in from the sides that I wanted to. You might find some evidence around here, maybe, oh yeah, up there, of some other things I was trying. But I settled for this because this still is very painful if you fall in at the wrong time. I didn't want to make that a trap chest because I don't like my traps blowing up. I mean, sure, it's really fun to watch, but when you create something and you love it and it blows up, it hurts a little bit inside. And I didn't want that to happen to my dear building. Oh, oops. Darn. Well, the redstone wiring in here goes under the entire project, and it just loops around. Now, actually, this is a very interesting part. Here, there is a torch. So, that torch, I guess if I replace that, there's a torch next to every single one that keeps them upright. Now, I wanted the holes to stay open, and not just for the duration that you were sitting on here, which it would have been. So, what happens is when you stand on them, it powers that up, and that will power this non-sticky piston here, which will shoot forward, destroy that torch, cause this one to pull back forever until it's reset. So there, you have that, and that would be plugged up. So you know, fall in there, accidentally destroy your own trap. Next one. So now for my pride and joy, this is the Sand Temple one. Now, I was thinking of the pyramid, and I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if instead of a big pyramid, it was a hole in the ground? So I made this one, and well, this is, I made this world, and then I used MC Edit on it, and made a different save of it. So that's why there's mossy cobble here to show me where I was going to put the spawners. And I put up some torches so you can see. So the way this works is trap chests, of course. This is my favorite item. I'm so glad they added this to the game. It makes trap making so much easier, 10,000 times easier, I'd say. And now another inverter, I guess I can call it, because it inverts, I don't know. There's TNT there, and what happens is it gets pulled back because the inverter will flip and it'll be off. That'll get pulled back. There's redstone torches on either side, so that will blow up. But that's only a quarter of it. Then there is a redstone tower. I'm so glad this actually can happen in the game. And there's, oh, that's the lava. There's 2 pieces of lava there, and 2 pieces of TNT there. Now this TNT has wiring behind it, so that it will explode. And then, when it explodes, I bet if I just take that out? Yeah, there we go. It'll explode, it'll take out these stairs, because I love how soft sand and sandstone are. It'll take everything out, that's probably going to, I bet if I take that out, yeah, there we go. So, when you pull on it, all that signal goes off, everything I just did by hand would happen. And that is how this one works, and that is in every single wall. I really wish I'd remembered about MC Edit existing. I've never used it before today, and I probably could have just cloned this in quadrants and pasted it, but, you know, why not do it by hand? Okay, now for the last one, the water dungeon. So this one was actually very easy to make, except for the water. The water was a big issue, and I had to use MC Edit ultimately to change the chest in there because when I would do it in the game, it would set off the entire trap, break the whole thing, water would leak in. Most of these traps are one-time use traps, as you have probably noticed. So it uses the piston method, which will shove the existing torch out of the way. Oh, so actually the redstone gets shoved out of the way in this one, sorry. And it is just like that before the water comes in and destroys it. No piston. Silly piston. You pull on that, and if it weren't covered, it would invert that, which would in turn invert that. But then this would be broken, so this would stay on, so that this would stay on forever. This pushes it over the hole there, covering it up, and causing you to ultimately, unless you have an iron... Where did this iron pickaxe come from? Unless you have an iron pickaxe, you die. And yeah, it's pretty painful and sad to watch because you got foiled by my trap, which is really sad because you can't actually get out of it pretty much anywhere unless you have like a torch or a ladder. But again, in adventure mode, you're screwed no matter what.